A lot of people don't like being penetrated deeply, but they don't have a choice because they have to insert these earphones with black silicone tips into their ear canals. While most of us have accepted this as the reality of life, some people just don't like inserting things in their ears, and we have the Tribit OpenGo earphones, which are open style earbuds that will also keep you aware about your surroundings so you don't get hit by a bus while listening to the van show. The unboxing is quite simple as we get the earbuds case, some manuals and a charging cable. The first thing that you will notice is just how big the case for these is, but they had to have this size to accommodate their very different shape, and one big positive of having a case like this is that you get a battery life of over 100 hours. Like that is enough to go out on a trip for a month without needing a charge, and the battery life on the earbuds is also 13 hours, so you really won't drain these out in a single session. This case isn't very thick, so you can keep this in your pocket, but it is just quite big. So the OpenGo have an obviously unconventional shape. Instead of a silicone tip that goes into your ears, these are just designed to hook on your ears with their ear hooking shape, but otherwise these do feel quite well built. The way to insert these can be a little tricky at first because you have to insert them then twist them backwards for a proper grip. You will get a hang of it quickly, but it is also not as simple as regular earbuds. I would say that the comfort on these can be really amazing, but if you wear glasses then it can be a bit complicated. I am able to wear these comfortably enough with my glasses, but if you have a thick frame with thick temples then it may not be comfortable to wear both. Even for me, the comfort is quite better without glasses, and you may even forget that you are wearing them if you don't wear glasses. They can truly feel better than regular earphones because there isn't a silicone tip that is digging into your ear canal, and they are also different from earbuds which hang out of your inner ear. They have been designed for outdoor activities, and they are really perfect for that purpose because they really grip your ears so nicely that they are not going to fall off in any situation. We have touch controls on them which work quite well, and they feature single, double and triple taps for changing volume, playback and tracks, and you can even long press for activating voice assistant. All of these features can also be customized with the Tribit app, which also allows you to control the equalizer on them with custom presets on a hardware level, which is awesome. They have Bluetooth 5.3 and they connect to your phone as soon as you open their lid. I don't think that they have multi-point connectivity because I wasn't able to connect two devices at once. With their IPX5 water resistance rating, you also won't have to worry about sweat or rain while using this. And now I am outdoors and this is what the microphone on these earbuds sounds like. Do give this video a thumbs up if you are liking it so far, and subscribe with bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Coming to their sound quality, it is also surprisingly nice for an open earphone. They hang around your ears, so the presentation of sound is quite different and they feel more speaker-like than in-ear earphones. With their open design, you will be hearing everything around you. This has some serious advantages, especially when you have to be around other people, and the sound that comes from them also feels more natural because there isn't anything that is blocking your ears. But that also means that all of the noise is going to get into your ears, so in loud environments you may feel like the volume on these is not high enough because they don't block the noise at all. They can get loud, but if the audio that you're listening to is quiet, then you may have to push them to 90 or 100%. I often have to keep them between 70 to 90% of their volume, while I keep other earphones at around 50 to 60%, so they are loud enough, but there isn't much spare room for quiet audio that you generally have with other regular earphones. The mid frequencies on these sound especially amazing. The voices and vocals sound very natural, and these are the best for watching videos, listening to podcasts or music that is focused on vocals. The treble is also quite detailed, and because of their design, the soundstage feels wider than in-ear devices, so you get a natural and wide presentation that you don't get with other kinds of earphones. The bass on them is nice, and I was again surprised by how much bass you can have with an open ear design, but compared to in-ear earphones which seal your ears, the bass won't be as deeply extended, and you may also not be able to hear the sub-bass frequencies. That being said, even electronic music on them can be quite enjoyable, and you don't really feel a lack of bass in most genres of music, with bass-heavy EDM being an exception. One weakness that one may feel with these is that the instrument separation isn't great in very busy segments of music, but this is something that I have also noticed with my other earbuds, and this is just a result of how they are positioned near your ear. Their sound signature can be quite neutral, but by default, they have the X-Bass EQ set into them, so you can create a new profile in the app that has a flat EQ, and that will give you a more balanced sounding experience, and you can even go one step ahead and create a profile with 1 decibel lower treble, which will further improve the naturalness in their sound. Overall, I won't say that these are exactly as good as in-ear earphones in terms of sound quality, but that is not what they are aiming for, and they do sound really good for the type of product this is, and if you are worried that this form factor will not sound good enough, then you will be pleasantly surprised. I was also worried that they may leak a lot of sound because of their open design, but there is only a very low leakage of sound which people around you shouldn't notice. So if you are looking for an open style earphone, the Tribit OpenGo is an excellent choice, which is also not too expensive at a price of around 4000 rupees. The design and build is solid, battery life is out of the world, and they also sound really good for this kind of an earphone. The comfort can vary for people who wear glasses, but otherwise they are really awesome to wear. Open ear earbuds are not going to be for everyone, but for people who want or need something like this, it can be a much better type of earphone compared to conventional in-ear earphones, and these are an excellent choice in this segment. I'll have the links to check these out in the video description. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe with bell, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.